I was a very misunderstood human being when I was in the military. The Air Force guys liked me a lot. The Rangers liked me a lot. So much not the SEALs.
Because they were with you.
They didn't like me so much, which is fine. You know, I respect them. I think a lot of them respect. I have a lot of friends in the SEAL teams. A lot of guys that like-minded mentalities as me. And once again, man, I grew up and I got over it. A lot of guys still have, you know, like a lot of people can't get over the fact of whatever. When I became a SEAL recruiter, a lot of guys thought I wasn't deploying for a lot of reasons and whatnot. And I heard a lot. I was that guy who grinded. I grinded hard. I mean, I grinded hard. I was that guy who was up. Like if we went on an op or we had a workup, let's say we had a workup, we were in an island, we're out there shooting guns and doing land warfare. And we did it till like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. Most everybody go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep. I went to the gym and I worked out. Or I go sleep, and let's say we'd be up at 5 o'clock. I was up at 4 o'clock and got my hour in. I made sure to always do that. And I did it to a point to where I think it pissed some people off because I wasn't a quiet person about it. You know, I wasn't the most humble person always. You know, so when you're around alpha males, you're sometimes picking a fight, you know, all the time. And I look different, I acted different, I was different, I am different. I take a lot of pride in that. And so, you know, if you didn't get after it, I didn't respect you. Because I believe that, you know, where I'm at, I know that human potential is what we have. It's all we have. It's what the world sees us a certain way. And when I saw that people weren't doing that, I had a funky ass fucking attitude. And I own it in my book. I come back from Ranger School a big time leader. I was a big time fucking leader. I got honor man out there. I led by example. And what I realized a lot of times when you're in these schools, people want to graduate these schools because they suck. They don't want to ever go back to these schools. Those schools became my fucking life. People don't want to see a fucking guy that wants to go back to day one, week one, of fucking Navy SEAL training every fucking day of your life. And that's how I live. And it's a disgusting human being that I can be. It is. And a lot of people didn't like me. A lot of fucking people started some stupid shit and started saying this and that. The bottom line, man, is my fucking resume says it all, man. My resume's out there. Google the motherfucker. You say whatever you want to say about me, man. I missed some diplomas, man, for having fucking, 2 heart surgeries, and people try to start some rumor shit on me, man. You started rumor shit on me, man, because I fucking got the fuck after it. And real hard guys, like a guy named Hawk I talk to all the time. Yeah, he's a great friend of mine. When the heart's before my heart surgery, my second heart surgery, I went on a 10-mile ruck run. Before my second heart surgery, the day of it, I went on a 10-mile ruck run, 50 pounds. I saw that guy. He's like, what the fuck are you doing out here? You got heart surgery. It's roger that, brother. I'm getting it in before I'm gonna be out for about 6 months after the heart surgery. That was my mentality. Because I started realizing at a young age what I was leaving on the table. And once I found out what a human being's capable of, I didn't know how to control that. I was a fucking, you wanna talk about a fucking savage? That's what I was. I was a fucking straight up, people talk about savage very lightly. I was fucking from the backwoods motherfucking savage, dude. I told you what I thought. I had 8 chips on my shoulder. And a lot of times that wasn't great. I had to show people I was human. People didn't think I was human. Mm-hmm. They thought I came from outer space, man, from some spacecraft and shit, and landed down here in this formed Goggins from the rocks and the soul of the earth. No, that's not how it is, man. So I said, I'm gonna share a secret with you all. When I talk to people, like, I see where I'm at today, but I know where I come from. And it's kind of hard to almost separate that. I'm almost, not in a way I'm kissing my own ass, but I'm amazed at what a human being can actually do. So when I start talking to myself in the third person, it's strictly because I know that I literally made this human being out of just like a whole bunch of scraps. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't, I wasn't a mechanic. I wasn't a carpenter. So I didn't know how to do any of this shit. You know, I wasn't trained in how to build a human being from nothing. You know, like my mom didn't train me, my dad didn't train me, life didn't train me. Well, life did train me.
Yeah.
Life did train me, correction. And I started putting this scrap metal together. I'm like, I wonder what the fuck's gonna happen. You know, the first year I tried to do was all fucked up. And after a while, I started learning more and more and more through pain and suffering. I started learning so much about stuff. Before I knew it, man, I built this beautiful car. I'm like, how the fuck did I do that? And I knew how, and I know how to do it because I have all the tools. Through all the failure I went through trying to build this person who's Goggins. I graduated Ranger School and I got in this platoon and I didn't see out of I was in charge of a PT program, and you put me in charge of the PT program is fucking your ass. And the thing about it is I didn't like it either. I didn't want to do this shit either, man. But
what were you making them do?
Like, you know, like it was some Navy, it was some Bud shit. You know, we went back to Buds, like, you know, log PTs and, you know, carrying logs over the berms and shit. And like, I had us do like pull-ups, rope climbs, pull up like for like an hour. So imagine doing a rope climb, then go over do like 10 to 15 pull-ups coming back. And we would do like these, they were very hard workouts. Like there was no like go to the gym, lift some weights type of shit. And I was imposing my own mentality on everybody. These are grown ass fucking men. They know, you know, they don't want to be what I'm trying to make them to be. And when they called me off, like, hey, you know, we're not in SEAL, you know, we're not in Buds anymore, Goggins, it pissed me off. And I got a little fucking attitude, got my chip, and I got my ball, and me and Sledge went ahead and started to work out together. And we developed this, like, me and Sledge work out like fucking animals, and we had this fucking mentality of, fuck yeah, we're getting after it every day. And everybody else kind of did their own thing, man. And that's when I started looking at people, you know, not just SEALs, but people very differently, man, because I bit into, like, you know, like, to be the special operator, you gotta have broken legs, and these guys, all those stories. I was the same guy, man. I put people on a pedestal. I put people, I could never be them. I could never be that guy, man. Never put anybody on a pedestal. That's what happened to me. I put them on a pedestal, and once I got up there with them, and I saw them, and once again, not everybody. Some hard motherfuckers out there, dude. Period. Dot. Hard motherfuckers. I thought every motherfucker was hard. It ain't.
Uncommon amongst uncommon men.
That's all it was about for me, man. And I took it to another level, and I pissed a lot of motherfuckers off. And they were trying to find chinks in my armor then. They were trying to find chinks in my armor. You know, all he does is run. All he does is fucking run. That's why, you know, but once again, that's why I don't talk about the military too much. Like I said, the Air Force loved me. The Army guys I work with love me. The Ranger School, all that stuff loved me. You know, I wasn't, you know, it's just what it is, man. It's I was part of the Navy SEALs. I was a team guy, but I wasn't part of the brotherhood. And that's just me, man. That's just me. It ain't saying nothing bad about them. I got a lot of love for a lot of them. A lot of men got love for me, but I ain't gonna talk bad about them. It's just, I'm different. And that's when I figured out. I'm different from everybody in the fucking world. And I had to own that and say, you know what, man, you made a lot of fucking mistakes being who you are. And I should have been more of a leader at times, but a lot of times, a lot of people should have been a little bit harder too. The one thing that made me who I am today is being vulnerable. It's breaking myself down to the absolute rock bottom and being able to tell people who I am. And that's how I fixed it. Literally, being able to look somebody in the eye and say, you know what, man, I have a whole bunch of character problems, character flaws. I've lied about this. I've cheated here. I'm insecure here. This isn't the real me. I lied to you about that. I wanted your acceptance in life. All those things happen, but the thing about it is that we get judged so quickly by who we are. We don't know. We don't go to where it happened. You know, life created this person, me. Life created me to be this fucked up person that I was back in the day. And I had to realize, man, that's okay, man. It's not my fault. Now I gotta go back and fix this shit though. Mm-hmm. So a lot of this isn't your fault, why you do some things you do, why you feel the way you feel. But no one's coming back to save your ass. You have to go back to where the shit started, wherever that place is for everybody, and had the courage to go back there and start fixing what broke you. And that's when I was like, hey, I'm fucked up. I'm gonna go back and fix this though.
You got to be honest with yourself
100%.
about where you're at.
100%.
People don't like that.
Oh, it's ugly.
Yeah.
And what's funny about it is that as you're trying to fix yourself and dig yourself out of this deep hole that life, society, and you helped also. Those people who you saw down there in that hole, who were there with you, who were your friends and people who you counted on, because you meet the people in the same situation that you're in life. Those people become your friends. And second, you try to get out of that situation and become better. Those people are in that grave, in that dungeon, just yanking at your heels, man, saying, get the fuck back. Oh no, come on back here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna make me feel like shit by you getting out of this hole.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
So I get that all the time now. People would constantly remind me of who I used to be back in the day. And they always come out of the woodworks, man. Versus my
That's still happening?
You know what? When you come from a small town, and you come from a place that a lot of people don't want to come out of it and get out of it, and all you want to do is become somebody, when you have small town mentality is a real mentality. You've got to be able to get out and let your mind see open-mindedness. Because a small town, what it does to you is it closes your mind. Completely closes your mind. Not everybody. This isn't everybody. A lot of people. You have to be able to go out there and create open-mindedness. You need space. You need space to see the world. Like a lot of racism, a lot of ignorance in the world, it comes from people not being out and seeing other things, seeing other people, seeing all kind of shit. That's why we judge so harshly, because our minds are so closed to the reality of life. Period.
I love what you talked about when you ran the marathon. You realized how much you were leaving on the table, because that is, I think the unfulfilled potential is the story of most people's lives.
It is. And it could have been the story of mine. And I tell a lot of people go, what's your biggest fear in life? And my biggest fear, honestly, was, let's say this. Let's say, I don't care if you believe in God or not. I don't care. So let's just play a game with me. Let's say you're God. And we have a big fucking long line of people. And I made it to heaven. I'm 75 years old. I'm 300 pounds. I made it to heaven. I worked for Ecolab my entire life, spraying for cockroaches. That's what I did. But I'm dead. I'm in heaven now. And you're judging us all now. So we're in line. We're all sitting there in line. And you have Adam Brown. He has a big board up. And you're talking to Adam Brown about his life. And you rip it down. And I'm next in line. David Goggins. I see my name. And I see all this shit. And God goes, hey, you say, read this, man. And I'm reading this list. And I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull-up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be. And my biggest fear, I visualize some crazy shit. My biggest fear is that one day I'm going to reach a judgment of my life. Something is going to judge me for what the fuck I was supposed to be in life. And what I want now is that whoever's judged me up there, I want them to have a board and them up there right now getting their pen out. Because, this person who judges you is supposed to know everything. Supposed to know from the time you're dead to the time you're, time you're born, time you're dead. I want this person up there to be like this, up there writing more about me, saying, fuck, I know you can do that. I know you can do that. So I want to impress whatever the fuck is up there, whatever's going on in life. I want to go up there and not have anything left on the table. I want to drain my soul of every fucking bit of person I am. I believe in going back to scratch. So a lot of us, like right now, I've come a long way in my life. I've had to grow up a lot, accept a lot of the fucking things I've done in my life. I'd accept a lot. I took all this information, big database, took it all. So what got me to be where I'm at today is data. I collect even more data now, which way I can write this book, which I can tell people, hey, I fucking have a lot of faults. I have a mentality that can sometimes rub people wrong, all this shit. So how you get better is, so right now I'm way up here now. I was way down here. But what makes you way up here is being from way down here. So I love going back. I call it, so when I was growing up for like 3 years, so from the time I was 8 to the time I was like 12, we lived in a $7 a month place. And what I call it is I'm always paying rent in that $7 a month home. Every day of my life. I go back and revisit that place because that place made me this Garanimal. That place made me this hard man. And then from that place, so that place is hard work. That place is going back to the fundamentals of life. The fundamentals of what made David Goggins. Going back in there, going back to the library of David Goggins, studying even more than what I know, taking that out, going back to where I'm at now, and then moving forward. So I believe in always taking steps backwards to your roots. We cannot forget the roots and what made us the Garanimal. We can never become civilized.
Isn't a Garanimal that like little kids' clothes?
It's the little kids' clothes, but I love the word. I don't know if it's clothes or drinks. I don't know if it's clothes or drinks, man, but something like that. Yoga and stretching has really helped me to like, you want to be quiet in your mind to see where you want to go, because noise is the ultimate kryptonite.
Yeah.
Too much noise in your mind, you're not going to be focused on what the task at hand is.
It's one of the things that I found that like long cardio is the best thing ever for calming that noise.
Yes.
We all talked about that. All the guys that I did that Sober October thing with, the fitness challenge, that like if you work out 5 hours a day, you don't give a fuck.
No.
It's amazing. I'm like, if you could take that and put it in a pill form, how you feel about life after you work out 5 hours.
Yep.
You don't give a fuck. Nothing bothers you. Like,
nothing.
Fuck you.
Nothing.
Because you've struggled.
True. My fiance right now, she's like, hey, I got X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I'll take you. She's like, what? You want to look at shoes? I'll take you. Like, what? I'm like, I just worked out for 4 hours, man. I'll fucking sit down in this motherfucking chair all day long, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chill.
It's different.
Yeah, I get all that shit out. I wring the rag out in the morning time, and whatever you want to do, I'm here, man.
Most people never get there, though.
No.
They always have that chatter.
Always
negative anger of the guy who cut you off yesterday at 3
all
o'clock.
Day
still
long.
in your head.
Yep, all day long, man.
Yeah.
Chatter all day long.
Chatter. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should have done that. I should have never let that guy get away with that.
Exactly.
I should have done this. I should have taken that job.
Yep.
I should have moved. I should have stuck with her. I should have done, all that.
That was me, man.
Yeah,
that was
a
me.
lot of people.
Yeah. Why don't people like me?
It's amazing that long cardio just calms that chatter like that, though.
Yes.
Like I never until October, I'd never really done long cardio every day.
It beats that testosterone up, man.
Beats everything up.
Yeah, that you're like fucking done.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool, man.
It's not just that. It's like I always talk about people's brains that I think that the way people's minds work, that we're like a battery that's like leaking out. It's like since we don't use it, because we have all this potential, we don't use it, like it oozes off the top of the battery and it gets messy.
Right.
It's going down the sides of the battery. It's all fucked up.
Yep.
But when you just drain that bitch, like nature intended, like give you the potential to run away from predators, avoid invading tribes, and to fight and gather and hunt, and all the physical potential that your body is capable of. When you do drain it with like a 10-mile run or long cardio session, long workout session, then you can just be you.
It's the great purge, man.
The purge.
It's the purge. You purge all that fucking demon shit out, man. All the evil. Evil can't stay in a 10-mile run, bro. It's gonna get leaked right the fuck out.
It does. It gets pounded out.
Pounded out.
Yeah, but you can see things more clearly, and that is only available through effort. I mean, maybe it's available through meditation. I don't know. But I feel like there's a different thing that's available through effort, because there's also a satisfaction of accomplishment.
Oh, yeah. Effort's huge, man. It means everything. Because you got to feel good about yourself. I remember that moment like it was yesterday. I was a fat guy trying to be a Navy SEAL now, and my life had come to this crossroads where I'm like, man, you have to go right. And no one was going right. Everybody was going left. I'm like, you have to go right. And to know the pain and suffering I was about to endure by going right, the amount of accountability and failure I was going to witness and suffer by myself alone on this journey, it was daunting. So when I finally got to the ASVAB test, and I was taking it for my very last time to get into the SEAL teams, or to try to even try out, they weren't supposed to tell me my score. And I went back out to my car after I took it. I was on some computer test, and I didn't know how to use computer. I was wigging out about that shit because the first time I took it was like some like notebook. You open a Scantron sheet and you bubble it in with the number 2 pencil and shit. You turn it in. I saw a computer and I was like, oh fuck, what the shit? What is? Oh my god! I'm like, it's on the computer, so I wigged out there and I had to get a 50 on mechanical comprehension. And
this was like the 3rd time you'd taken the test, right?
This is my 2nd time. So I took it 3 times for the Air Force and twice for the Navy. So this is my 2nd time for the Navy. And they're like, hey, this is it, man. You're done. You're too old. You have a limited amount of time to lose 106 pounds, and you have to take this ASVAB again. There's so many things that's crunching down my head. And so when I took the test, I knew I had a good enough score to get in the Navy, but to be a SEAL, I had to score high on mechanical comprehension, a 50. So the first time I got a 44 on mechanical comprehension. So I'm sitting there and I take the test and I hit send. Send meant it's out in outer space somewhere, but I knew it popped up at the administrator's desk. And he's not supposed to tell me shit. He tells you sit down, take your test, and you leave. I walked out, got in my car, or I was walking around the car, whatever. And I was like, I gotta go in and find out, man. So I went in, I literally sat there. Everybody's taking their test, and I'm begging this guy. And he's telling me, I can't tell you shit. It's against government, it's against rules, everything. Right. He opened it up and goes, okay, man. He said, you got a 65. I said, no, man, I didn't know I got a mechanical comprehension. And he scrolled the page down, and it was exactly a 50. And I literally, like, what came through my body, because it's easy to talk about it now to you, but no one knew the time and energy I put into getting that 50. Right? It was pretty amazing. I'm a big planner. So, right now I'm going back to scratch. So I'm trying to be a wildland firefighter. I did that for a couple seasons.
You gonna do that now?
Yeah. So I did it for 2, not full seasons, but 2 half seasons. So this year was my 2nd year doing it. I had to stop about 2 months before it ended because of this book, to start promoting the book and start finishing the book up. But I've been doing that for 2. That's some fucking work, man. Those fucking guys get after.
What made you decide to do that?
The work, like when your hands stop becoming really calloused, it's time to get back to work. Like I retired from the military. I did 21 years in the military. The military was my life. Loved everything about it, the discipline of it. There's something about going back, and the money you make is nil. It's not about the money at all. It's just about the hard work. I've always been looking for those people, like those guys, like you're out there digging a 3-mile fire line, literally a 3-mile fire line. You're cutting down these fucking huge ass trees to dig this fire line, and the fire line is like 20 to 18 inches for 3 miles. And you got like fucking 12 people digging this shit. And I'm out there thinking, man, this is some of the hardest fucking work I've done in my life. And it's that challenge that you can't find sometimes by going to the gym or by running, a 100-mile race. It's that new challenge of like, hey, and you get done digging, all right, you work 17 hours, 16, 17 hours, you get your fucking little fucking sleeping mat out, shack down, boom, right there on the floor, right there on the ground, get up, dig some more. Be out there 2-3 weeks sometimes, man, just doing that shit. And there's great satisfaction in the kind of work that you do out there. No one's watching. No one gives a fuck. It's hard, dangerous fucking work. And, you're doing it to help shit out, man.
How did you get drawn into that?
So I got drawn into it because I was always looking for the next challenge. And I was like, okay, what is there after the military? What the fuck is there, man? I'm 43. I'm getting back in shape, I'm fucking getting these health issues taken care of that I had. And I started, once again, Google's amazing shit. Hardcore fucking jobs, pretty much, hard ass fucking, that's how I found the horse, like the first race, hardest races in the world. So basically I started finding this wildland firefighting. Like, what the fuck is wildland firefighting? Started Googling that, started Googling smoke jumpers. I'm like, what the fuck these guys do? What? They jump out of planes and attack small fires? I'm like, that's the shit. So I'm like, okay, we can put down a list. And okay, hot shots. What's a hot shot dude? They go out with, big fires and they dig fire line. I'm like, fuck, what's dig fire line? And I saw a video of it. I'm like, that shit looks like it sucks. It's hot. There's you're out there on your own. You're out there on your own, man, just digging fire lines. So that's kind of how I found it. I'm always looking for the next challenge. I'm never satisfied with, oh, I did that. Like, you know, I became a SEAL. I was an Air Force guy. I became a SEAL. I went to Ranger School. I tried out for Delta Force twice. You know, like I'm always looking for what is next, looking for those uncommon men and women, uncommon people, because I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow. And a lot of times, you know, you don't want to be the only person that's making yourself grow. You're looking for those Cameron Haneses, those Joe Rogans, those people who are like just different. People who understand what the fuck you're saying, because a lot of things I have to say, I can't say them all. I can't say them all. You may not understand them. So I had to really find a way to communicate with people so they don't think, oh my God, like, what? What did you just say? So these Cameron Haneses, these Joe Rogans, these people get it. So I go in those little nucleus spots, get a little more strength, get a little more knowledge, get a little more tools. Take those tools with me, put in my tool shed, and I go off down the road on a new journey. So that's what I do.
What did that represent for you? Like the opportunity for a new life to finally
it represented an opportunity for a new life, but the thing about it is I'm trying to be a Navy SEAL. At this time I was still 200 and some odd pounds, still had more weight to lose. So think about this. I put everything on David Goggins to be a Navy SEAL. It's like going to the crap table with your last $1,000. And you say, you know what? I'm gonna put everything on this fucking, on black. And hopefully I win. If not, I'm broke. I put my whole life, a guy that was scared of the fucking water, a guy that could fucking taught himself how to read and write, on being one of the hardest motherfuckers on the planet. Think about that shit. A guy that came from nothing. I put my whole life, and I'm gonna go out here and put everything on David fucking Goggins to be a Navy SEAL. Not to go be a fucking, Boy Scout or some shit. A Navy SEAL. And I look at that, and I did all this shit just to get the opportunity to succeed. That's what people don't fucking understand, man. People see the end result. I remember that guy saying, my God, man, I can't believe what the fuck I've just done. I put everything, ruin relationships, ruin this, ruin that, put everything on. In fact, I have to become someone in this world, or I'm no good for anybody.
Where does that come from? Where did that compulsion, that drive?
It comes from a disgusting place of not being fulfilled in your life, of afraid of dying, having never accomplished anything. That's a fear that some people run away from, that people don't want to face. When you have a real fear of dying and being just another person, that I live to pay the bills, I made $1,000 a month. This is my life. I spray for cockroaches, man. If that makes you feel good, that's great. It didn't make me feel good. I wanted to, the first time in my life, after 26 years, it was 24, 25, wherever I was, I wanted to feel good about myself. And that was the ticket.
Yeah,
I think they're wondering, why is a 43-year-old retired man, all the stuff you've done, why are you out here?
Yeah.
And I explain it to him. I'm out here to learn from you all, to grow, and also to never forget where I came from. That's where it starts. It's that mentality of, I'm gonna pick up that fucking Pulaski and I'm gonna dig this fucking fire line for 3 damn miles. That's that mentality I never want to lose. I never want to get so nice where, oh yeah, I did it, man. I did it, I'm good. That mentality of, I'm willing to pick up that shovel and I'm willing to dig a 3-mile line, there's something about that mentality that I'm ready to go to work at any time. And that's what keeps me, those are the sparks. Like, I look at motivation as just a spark. It's like kindling. How a big fire starts, it starts with a little smoke. It starts with a little cigarette being thrown in the woods. Next thing you know, all California's fucking burn up. That's what I've been doing my whole life, is I find these little sparks. And once that little thing takes off, that's a 1 hour fuel. Then you got 10 hour fuel. Then you can move that thing to a 10,000 hour fuel. These big logs and big trees that burn for days. And that's where you want to bring that motivation. That's where you want to bring that drive. So if you have no kindling, the kindling is me going out with these young guys saying, all right, motherfucker, you're 43. It's a 20-year-old. Keep up with them. That kindling now, when I leave those young guys, it has now become that 10 hour fuel. And now that 10,000 hour fuel that I use throughout my whole life. I use that throughout my whole life, man. Hey, this summer at 43, you went out there and you did that, man. So, you know, you're not giving up yet. You're not done yet. Not today. You're not done today.
That's a crazy choice to make, though. Woodland firefighter is a very interesting choice.
It is. It is. It's a nasty job, man.
Because, again, that's proof of concept. Like, you're really just doing just for the struggle.
That's it.